In this video, we are going to learn how to merge two strings by adding letters in alternating order. Hello, I'm Jagan from growwithdata. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I'll be happy. I have created a playlist, Python interview questions 51 to 100, and I'll be tagging this video to that playlist. Now let's see the sample input data and we can talk about the question in detail. So we are given two words, word 1 and word 2. So we are asked to merge the two strings by adding the letters in alternating order, starting with word 1. So if you see this, word 1 has A, B, and C. And word 2 got P, and then Q, and then R. So what they are saying is, you have to add the strings from the alternative order. So starting with word 1, so which is A is the first element. And the next one comes P. And then from A it's B, and sorry, from word 1 it's B, and from word 2 it's Q, and then word 1 it's C, and then word 2 it's R. So that's how we have to go for alternative one. So the output is going to be, first is A, and then P, and then B, Q, C, R. So this is going to be the expected output. The same way, if there is input variable which got a different length. So here word 1 is of 3 characters, word 2 is of 3 characters. But if you have a word like word 1 got 2 characters, word 2 got 4 characters. Now what will you do? So we said A and then B, we got P and then Q and then R and then S. So if their length are different, then we do the same thing for the words with the same length level. So A, and then go with P, and then go with B, and then word 2 is Q. Since word 1 don't have any more elements, we can just add R and S, which is the rest of that element. So the output is going to be A, P, B, Q, and then you add the extra elements. So this is going to be the output. So if both the lengths are same, then it's easy, like go with 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 kind of positions. But if the length is different, then you get the elements from both the word 1 and word 2 till the length is same. And then whatever the rest of the elements from word 1 or word 2, you take that extra elements and just add to it. So this is what is explained. So now we have to convert that to a Python code. So how will you do that? Let's start with our basic for loop. So we can take the first one as the input variable, and then we can start with our function def grow with data. The inputs are word 1 and word 2. So first I am going to have a result variable which is going to have a blank string. I'm going to concatenate every element from word 1 and word 2 in the result variable. Now I'm checking which one is having a minimum length. So minimum length equal to minimum of the length of word 1. So length of open parenthesis and then length of word 2. So out of the two words, word 1 and word 2, whichever length is minimum, you go for the minimum length. The same way, you go for the maximum length. So maximum length is maximum of the length of word 1 and word 2. Now I am going for the for loop. For I in the range, first you cover up the minimum length. So if you see here, the minimum length is 2 and the maximum length is 4. So first you start with minimum length. That means AB and PQ from both the input variables. That's why I'm going to try. So first you go the range of minimum length. So here both the words will have the same number of elements, the minimum length. So I say result equal to result plus whatever the word 1 of I, and then you just say result plus equal to word 2 of I. So I am getting the minimum length. If it's 2, then the I is going to be 0 and 1. So 0 means word 1 of 0 is going to be A, word 1 of 2 of 0 is going to be P. So for every element, I just get that. If the length is different, then after doing that part, I say if the maximum length is not equal to the minimum length. That means both the input variable, the word 1 and word 2, the lengths are different. If that is the case, right? If the length is not the same, that means some word 1 or word 2, it's going to be longer. So I just say result equal to result plus word 1 of the minimum length, right? From that minimum length, you get all the elements till the end. When you can word 1, right? Not word I, word 1 of this. When you can do that for word 1, if the length of word 1 is equal to the maximum length. Else, instead of word 1 of minimum length till the end, you just say word 2 of minimum length till the end. Now you return the result. If you call the function growwithdata with the input variables word 1 and word 2, it got the expected result. So here you got APBQCR, right? APBQCR. So what we did, we have two word 1 and word 2. So let's try with the second example where you had the different length, right? Let's take this and try it. So we got APBQRS. APBQRS is what is expected. Okay, let's take the second example and see how this works. So first we get the minimum length. Minimum length is going to be, let's copy this code and go down and do it. Okay, so the minimum length for this is and 4. Of 2 and 4, what is minimum? It's going to be 2. And the maximum length is going to be max of 2 comma 4, which is going to be 4. So first two variables are confirmed, max length and min length. Now I am going to convert the numbers into a looping logic. So minimum length is 2, I in range 2. So I is going to be first, I is going to be 0, right? So starting with I equal to 0. What happens? The result equal to, first the result is blank. So we just say blank plus word 1 of I is 0, which is A. So equal to A. Now the result is going to be in word 2's element. So now you have A plus word 2's first element is P. So it becomes AP. And then going to the next one, which is I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. So if I is 1, then we say AP plus word 1 of 1, which is B, which is APB. And then comes to the word 2, we say APB plus word 2 of 1, which is Q. So APBQ. Now it goes here, the range ends 0 and 1, right? So I equal to the range of 2, that means I equal to 0 and 1, it stops there. And then it comes here. If the maximum length is not equal to the minimum length. So maximum length is 4, not equal to minimum length is 2. Then this is a yes. So you're going to do this. So it is if length of word 1 equal to max length. Word 1's length is 2, max length is 4. No. Then it goes to the else statement. The else statement, it got word 2 of minimum length. So word 2 of minimum length means word 2 is PQRS. PQRS, and we are going to slice from 2. So it's going to be R and S. R and S will be added to APBQRS. So the answer is APBQRS. So that's how this code works. APBQ plus RS. Okay. Now this is the transliterate of what we talked here. So you just get the strings and one by one you add it and then you bring the output. So exactly we converted that into a coding part of it. We don't have to be this formal. We have to go step by step and look for it. Let's make this code a little bit simpler. So we just have to get the answer, make sure you cover up all the cases, right? So in that scenario, let's take this code and let's convert that in a simpler version of this. So we don't have to bring in the minimum, okay? We try only the maximum. And instead of minimum, I am going to get only the maximum. And instead of going for directly to the result, I say if I is less than the length of the word 1. I'm just taking the length here. Then you play around with word 1. Same way, if I is less than length of word 2, then you get it from word 2. You don't have to go with all these results. If the word 1 is greater than the I, then it will just ignore and then goes to word 2. If both are matching, then it just comes to the return variable. You don't have to check which one is maximum, which one is minimum. Right? We just check if the length is acceptable. You can go get the elements from that word 1 or word 2, then you can do it. Right? So this is a simplified version of the first one. So we just skip couple more steps and we directly put a if condition to get the result. Now we try the for loop, right? Now we can go for the while loop. Let's see how the while loop behaves. Have the same code. Okay, we try this. Okay, now get the same code and then see how the while loop works. Instead of for, we just say while I is less than the maximum length. Okay, there's no range. I can say maximum length. Then you say if the length is this, and then you can say I equal to I plus 1. You increment I every time. So that it just goes with the while loop to make sure the I is reaching the maximum length. If it reaches the maximum length, then it stops the loop. By the time it will read the whole variable, right? The word and word to the whole elements will be read when the I reaches the maximum length. If it reaches the minimum length, then this condition won't be satisfied, right? The condition won't satisfy, so you don't go into the loop. You can go into the word 2 after I equal to 1. So 2 and 3, it gets only R and S. Let's try this. Okay. I, we haven't assigned I equal to 0. So I assigned this and I got the result. So this is same like for loop. Only thing is I have to increment I to make sure every time I is getting incremented and trying to match up with the maximum length. And we can simplify this further. How will I do it? Before I go here, I can just show you a funny part. So if A equal to grow with data, like grow, okay? If I say A of what happens? This is 0, this is 1. R will come, right? So R. If I say A of 0, 1, 2, 3, right? W is 3. If I say 4, which is beyond the range of A, it's going to throw me an error saying that string index out of range, because the length is only 0, 1, 2, 3. The index is stopping at 3. If I say 4, that means it going looking outside the string, which is going to throw an index out of range error. But if I say A of 2 colon, that means from 2, 0, 1, 2, starting with O. From 2, you get all the elements till the end. If I say 3 colon, it go to the third index position and then go to the right side. Whatever comes up, it just brings in. What if I give outside the range? It don't show any error. You just get a blank string. Even if I give 100, it'll just give you a blank string. It don't throw an error. But if you get the exact index position, go to the 100th index position, then it's going to throw an error. So this is a very small change, but you have to know the difference. If you get a range, it just brings you, there's no value and blank. But if you exactly go for the index position, it's going to throw you an error. We are going to use this logic in our next approach. So what we are going to do, we are going to say the result and the variable. I am not going to bring in this. I just say if I is less than the length of word 1 and the I is less than the length of word 2, then you do the result part. Just get the result word 1 of I plus word 2 of I. You append that to the result one. You don't have to carry this because we are just putting in one line of code. Get the word 1 of I and word 2 of I and store that in result. Append that in the result and you increment this. So it will go till you just get both the word 1 and word 2 of same length. If that exceeds, then what will you do? We just say the result equal to the result plus word 1 of, we got the I, right? So from I get all the values plus word 2 of, from I get all the values. So result equal to, so it just goes here till the minimum length, it will get all the values. So once length is differ, like 2 and 2 will be covered. After that, you directly come, get me the values outside that I. I don't have to bother whether it's word 1 is longer or word 2 is longer. If word 1 is longer, get it from word 1, and word 2 is going to return blank. If word 2 is longer, get it from word 2 and word 1 is going to be blank. So it's not going to throw any error. When you run this, I get the same result. If I want to try multiple test cases, then I can use the assert function. I can get the result. So out of all this, the for loop, this is a very transliterate way of how you have to approach the code. And this we simplified this, but while loop is little bit easier than a for loop. Only thing is you make sure you increment that variable. But when you come to this part of it, this is very straightforward. You don't have to worry about any assumption like word 1 is longer or word 2 is longer. You just get that I for both same length, then you get it. If it's not same, you go for the next level. From that minimum length, get all the elements towards the end of that variable, and you get that result. So this might be a better option if you understand how the string subset work, right? If you want to see this code, then you go to the YouTube channel Grow with Data, and then playlist. This is going to be in Python interview questions 51 to 100, which is here. There's a Tamil version also, Tamil Python interview questions 51 to 100. If you go into the playlist, in the description part, there will be a GitHub link which will take you to the code base. For this video, it will take to the corresponding code base. For the video which we are talking about is the 77th video, which is the merge string alternatives. So we have three different approaches. The for loop, four different, right? Yeah. For loop and the simplified version of the for loop. And then we tried the while loop and the simplified version of the while loop. All the codes are here. You can practice this. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, there is a link here. You can use this and join Grow with Data WhatsApp channel. Hope you like this video and thanks for watching.